I feel like we have a wholesome new manager here with the San Diego Padres. Let's go out right now. He is one of the many people in the Thanksgiving travel mode right now, getting set to go back home for the holidays after being introduced yesterday as the 23rd manager in San Diego Padres history. We're joined right now on Ben & Woods by Padres skipper Mike Shildt. Mike, welcome to the program. It is great to have you, and congratulations on the new job.
Hey guys, good morning. Thanks. Really excited, and a big Charlie Brown fan myself. Also got to cap it off after Thanksgiving dinner with "It's a Wonderful Life." So,
yeah, there you go.
I said, wholesome manager right there.
Jumps right into the Christmas movies.
We've been watching Christmas movies for weeks in my house. I mean, we're feeling the spirit. Obviously, a huge day for you yesterday. It was great to see you, great to talk to you. I thought you handled it pretty well. Now, you've been down this road before. You've done the press conferences and things like that. How many extra nerves, though, were there yesterday walking into the room? Because I got to tell you, you looked pretty cool, calm, and collected.
Well, I appreciate that. You do draw from your experiences. It really is just if you're just talking to people about baseball and you're shooting them straight and you're being who you are, it's really just a conversation. And the thing that I grew up in a double-A clubhouse, more than you may want to know, but I also kept the scoreboard for years. And there was two guys that, back then, the daily beats, you had a morning and afternoon paper, the Observer and the Charlotte News. And I'd sit there with Stan Olsen and Glenn Rollins, the beat writers for the double-A club, and just saw how they, worked so hard to get a quote and were worried about deadlines. And this always resonated with me that, the media have jobs to do as well. And, my job is to help be a mouthpiece for the organization and provide them information. And, when we just talk about baseball, it's not that overly challenging. Some of the questions are, more challenging than others, but that's part of the gig, right?
Sure.
I wanted to ask you because there's no one right way to become a big league manager, but nowadays you're seeing more and more former players right after their careers, like our friend Skip Schumacher now with the Marlins, getting into coaching and managing right away. You came up, though, the old-fashioned way, high school coaching, college coaching, minor league coaching, riding the buses. What was that like, just kind of years and years? Did you ever have, like, the vision that you'd get to the point when you were manager of the Cardinals and now the Padres, or was that even almost, like, beyond your dreams at some point?
Oh, that was completely beyond my dreams. I just got through playing. I was a really not very good college player and loved it and, ran the race to see how far I could go and realized pretty quickly, my playing career that, my college was going to be as far as I could take it, and got done with my college at UNC Asheville and said, you know what, I want to coach. And same mantra, really, just I loved it. I'll do it as long as I love it, and then I feel like I'm reasonably good at it. And the second I feel like I'm overmatched, I'll get out. And I just went about my journey without any real end destination in mind. I've always had a heart for young people and helping them get the most out of their God-given ability, and of course the competition and the strategy and all the things that come with baseball that we all love. And so I just, went about my journey and tried to do something that was the next step that was just going to make me better, without any real end goal in mind. And listen, I alluded to it yesterday. I got to manage in rookie ball in Johnson City in the Appalachian League, and I was stunned that they let me do that. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, really? I mean, completely fooling everybody in this organization. But they set me up for success and had a lot of people around me that allowed me to do the job and learn the job. And so I just kept going. And but again, even I got to AAA managing, I can't say that I didn't think about, hey, I got a chance to coach in the big leagues. But I never, even when I started coaching the big leagues, drifted off and said, hey, I'm going to manage the Cardinals or one day the Padres. Just wasn't in my thought process. I just wanted to do good where I was, create value for the players, create value for the organization, and lo and behold, here we are.
We're talking to Padres skipper Mike Shildt here on Ben & Woods this morning. Again, appreciate your time. I know you're traveling today. Excuse me. The Padre fans, last year was and you were there, Mike. That's the thing I keep forgetting. Like, you were here, you saw this, you read the articles, you heard probably talk radio, you heard some of the issues with this team. From your vantage point last year, when you looked at it, and I know you talked yesterday about just wanting to move on a little bit, but when you look at it, what is kind of your first order of business, I guess, as a new skipper? Have you been texting players? You've been talking to them, getting guys fired up? Does that come in spring training? What's been the last 24 hours been like for you?
Well, it's been a whirlwind. I was excited when AJ let me know 2 nights ago about his decision, so that was fantastic, and then a whirlwind to get out here from North Carolina. Yeah, I've had a great opportunity to get to know and create relationships with a lot of people in the organization, primarily our players, and I feel like they're healthy relationships. I got a lot of respect for our guys in our clubhouse. I have not everybody on the 40-man, and I'll get to that at some point today and finalize a touch point with every guy. But I have spoken to our opinion leaders through text, and really favorable exchanges and a lot of respect that I have for that group. And last year, we're going to learn from it. We don't want to repeat it. We also want to grow from some of the good things. I felt like the team started to get a little more unified and started to play their better version of baseball together towards the end of the year. Clearly, the results showed in that as well. And so we want to take the good, because let's don't act like it was there wasn't anything positive taking place, because that wouldn't be accurate. And let's just build on some of the things. And it really comes down to consistency. We just need to be more consistent. And it's a little mantra that I use. We want to be better as the game goes, better as the series goes, and better as the season goes. We're just a continual stay in the moment, compete on what you're seeing, and be better as we go. And very growth mindset. And you do that, you're gonna get have the best version of yourself and a team. And then finally, just making sure we're in lockstep together, and we create a real functional environment where everybody's clearly enjoying it and working together.
Mike, there were a couple of things that I latched onto just sitting in the audience yesterday. Fun and fundamentals, swagger and substance for the San Diego Padres. When you talk about playing baseball the right way, being a buttoned-up organization, is that harder when you're dealing with superstar players who are making now tens of millions of dollars a year? Is that something that you can still stress at this point? Fundamentals and playing the right way. How challenging is that as a manager?
It presents its challenges, because the thing about the good news is you have guys that have gotten to that point in their careers because they played the game right, and they're clearly talented players, and they have a drive and passion. So you just want to tap into that. The biggest challenge, which I don't think it's going to be a tremendous challenge, but it's there. You have players that have a lot of experiences, have a lot of strong opinions, have a belief system. And in our case, a lot of these guys have come from different places and been successful. And a lot of the fundamentals are just that. They're just, across the board, this is what it is, this is how it is. But there is a way of implementing it, executing it, practicing it, and then, making sure guys are ready for the most important part, and that's to play the game. So the real challenge is just making sure everybody is communicating what their, strong preferences are, how they view the world, being able to listen to that, acknowledge it, and then come up with some of the non-negotiables that the group can agree on that are important for our identity and how we're gonna play the game. And that's going to require, in a team setting, that people let go of some of their belief system for the greater good, because in a team we just don't always get what we want. And I don't think that's going to be a tremendous issue. I know this group is hungry and dedicated and are good teammates. And I don't want to misrepresent that that's not been the case, because that wouldn't be true. It's a good group. Just a matter of, making sure we're on the same page and we're communicating and we're sharing our belief system, and we're using our high baseball collective IQs, which we have on this club, to work together on a daily basis to compete. And for me, that brings out a lot of joy and allow the personalities for these guys to come out and get after it in a little league fashion, where they're just out playing baseball.
Talking to Padres skipper Mike Shildt. Well, something you said yesterday in the press conference resonated with me. It actually gave me flashbacks and nightmares. You talked about when you started your managerial career, you would manage a game, then you'd get called back to the office. They'd have a yellow legal pad with all the mistakes you made. And this happened to our show when we very first started on the radio at our old station. Every single day after the show, yellow notepad. I started to sweat. And I went, when I think about it, though, I thought probably did make us better. And what it did is it bonded us as a team. It absolutely our hatred of it. But I wanted to ask you, man, because you had said, you never really. I thought I had all the answers, and you never really have all the answers when you're the manager of a Major League Baseball club. So, how much did that help you and groom you to be the manager and the man that you are today?
Oh man, it helped me a ton. I actually welcomed it. I mean, there were days where, again, after a period of time, you feel like I kind of got this, and they weren't going to let you alibi to yourself about what you thought you knew, and it just allowed me to grow like crazy from people that clearly had just knew more than I did, and it wasn't done. And I think it's how it's presented. It wasn't done in a there was positivity to it too. It was done in a very matter-of-fact fashion, but it wasn't done in a personal, you don't know what you're doing. It was just a continual, how do you see the game? How are you thinking about this? How are you, peeling back the onion to make sure you're running your bullpen right, to your infield depths, to your double switches back in the old National League rules. It was just a constant, how do you be the best version of yourself as a baseball guy, which creates value for you as in the organization. So it wasn't overly personal, and I just believe in it, and we'll do it with our group clearly in this manner where it's open-ended and people are communicating and weighing in, and it's more collective. But every day we go out, we get experiences, and we get 162 in the regular season. Of course, we get 33 or however many spring training games we're going to have, and just really simple. If you're going to have those experiences, you're going to learn from them. And when you do it in a collective group, and then you learn from other people's experiences, that's how development takes place, and that's how you get to be the best version of yourself as quickly as possible. Because the thing is, that calendar, while it is long, 162 games, it does end. And, just want to be sincere, with our group. And people were sincere with me about just taking advantage of it. And it's 5-10 minute touch points. It wasn't overly excruciating, but it was real, and it made me a ton better, and it shaped a lot of who I am now.
Boy, I'm loving talking baseball with Mike Shildt. It sounds like our audience is loving this as well, and hopefully we're going to get a lot of chances to do so, in spring training and beyond. But we got to know a little bit more about Mike Shildt, the person, as well. You're heading to Thanksgiving like the rest of us. What's the top dish that's going to be on the table for Mike Shildt tomorrow?
We have to have mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's a non-negotiable. And a lot of that's my wheelhouse, mashed potatoes, and of course you got the turkey and all the other trimmings, but it's not Thanksgiving without mashed potatoes for me.
What's your dessert of choice on Thanksgiving? Is it pumpkin pie, apple pie,
pecan pie?
Blueberry pie would probably be my number one
Really?
go-to. I actually don't have much of a sweet food, but how about you guys?
I'm going pumpkin pie and apple pie, and if there's blueberry pie there, I'll eat that as well. So no problem.
Ice cream with that, I'm sure.
Little ice cream on
I like
top.
whipped cream.
Whipped cream too.
For some reason, I love
yeah.
usually pie with ice cream, but on Thanksgiving, that big dollop of
Slather
whipped
it.
cream on top is just perfect.
Are you?
Okay.
So you're a North Carolina guy. Are you a country guy? I don't know why. That's like I'm just thinking
Musically,
are you a country guy, or what do you like?
You know what? I grew up in Charlotte without a real love for country music at all, and now I'm in Eastern North Carolina, which is a little more rural. And probably 10 years ago, I just started listening to country music, and I'd say it's probably, occupies 50% of my music interest.
What's the other 50?
I'm an 80s guy.
We're good. We're talking. We're
80s
fine.
on 8 on XM.
Yeah, we're fine. We're absolutely good. We are absolutely. We're in the kill zone here with new Padres skipper Mike Shildt.
Now, Mike, how do you feel about puns? Because
this
the
poor
puns
guy.
have been rolling.
They've been coming
Yeah.
in. I mean, left and right. We can't stop. We're sorry.
I mean, our station is the 97.3 The Fan, so we've already called this segment the Shildt hits the fan,
which is fantastic. But we would, honestly, we'd love to do this every week with you. We want to, our fans, they love it, man, and we love it too. We love talking baseball, and so if we're able to do that, we'll get together behind the scenes, try to make that happen. But yeah, it will have a corny, punny name. Just know that going in.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
All
Listen, I 5th grade, I got called down with an expletive. Mike expletive come to the across the whole school. So I've
Your whole
with
life.
A little bit all of it.
Yep, 100%.
The L
I'm
is
good.
not
Love the
silent, is what he's saying,
the L is not
people. The
silent.
L is not
right.
silent. Mike,
that is right.
thank you so much. Again, congratulations. We will definitely see you at spring training, if not before. Have a very happy Thanksgiving, and looking forward to a great season coming up in 2024.
Yeah, y'all have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving, and listen, we'll do this thing weekly when talk a little baseball, and we'll talk to you soon.
Let's go. Excited. Thanks so much.
Mike Shildt, skipper of the San Diego Padres, 23rd manager in team history.